right, folks, let's get started on this beautiful May 6, 2025 day. I'm Karl from Ace Trading. Let me tell you a little bit about us before we really get started. But I want to let you know we run a live day trading room, a Discord server here. Link on the screen, literally right there on the screen. A little bit close to my, my right shoulder over there. Feel free to join us, but there's also a link in the description. Feel free to come join us. Again, it's a paid service. It's free to join, but pay to get the live calls, and you'll get exactly what we're seeing. You'll know my entries, X's, and thesis, but again, it's not financial advice to you, directly to you. It's just giving you my thoughts and process on what I'm looking for and what I might potentially trade. But I want to get into, I want to just show you and just shout out what we've been doing there. I mean, we continue. Even though yesterday was a slow day, we still were able to kind of try to find and make some profits. You know, Tesla, $582. For Joseph here, we got Butter with a lengthy trade. Yes, Tesla was a lengthy trade. We had to trade that for a long time. But hey, still made 70 bucks. You know, it was a bit of a chop fest yesterday, but we had some trades. But what I didn't, I gotta get better at this little part here. What doesn't show is the fact that we traded after hours Palantir. We bought at 120.02, maybe 120.09, got out just under 130. Made a quick $8 to $10 on that move last night, playing earnings live. Members were able to bank on that. But that's just the type of service that we do here. So we're trading the markets Monday through Friday or whenever the markets are open, and we're just breaking it down. But I'm very proud of some of the members in there. Again, you got this free area here where I give you my free game plan. I give you shout outs for the winning trades and member reviews and daily economics, so you can kind of get a feel for what's going on in the market. And I give you all that for free. So, but let's just get talking to it. Let's see what else we got here. You know, I'm not one that's going to sit there and say, hey, let's just show about all that was yesterday. Yesterday's come and gone. Let's just focus on what we got here for today. So if I look here on the CNBC business, you know, CNBC, what's going on? So what's going on here is the fact that we have, you know, let's clear. We just snapped a 9-day winning streak in the S&P 500 in the market. So for the last 9 days, the market's just gone straight up, and away, and we've had a pullback. That was expected. That's what I said here yesterday. If you were watching the video yesterday on May 5th, Cinco de Mayo, that we should expect a pullback. We've had Ford literally, along with other motor companies, have suspended their forward guidance on what they plan to make on the year. Why? Because tariffs. So, you know, that's what's going on. But without that, we'll just see what the market's doing. We've had some stocks moving today, making some noise. Number one is Palantir. Palantir, man, what a rock star. So let me just point this out here for those that don't understand technical trading. Right here is a classic double top, okay? What is a double top? You end up with this formation here. You end up with, there's a high here, a high here. Basically, you get this W pattern, a move down, a move up, a move back down, which created a double bottom, and now you get this double top here. So these two hot tops here signal a move to the downside. And so now we're getting that move to the downside. Very interesting to see. I told members this. I think I talked about it yesterday. So it was a good short area, good short level there. Just to, you know, to take a trade there if you wanted to. However, even though it's making a double top, there's still a very strong stock. So we should be looking for a bounce move today. I have a level. It's right around 112, but for me, for my money, I'd rather wait to about 108. I think that's where my yellow line would be for today, and that's where it's at on the screen. I have some levels way lower if we were to get down there, not today, but in the coming days to weeks. So I'm going to remove those because those aren't necessarily needed. But let's be clear. Palantir had great revenue, great earnings per share, forward guidance saying they're going to beat the guidance. So they're raising their guidance, but it's still down 7 to 8%. And so this is what I tell members. When it comes to earnings, you don't know what they're going to do. When you mirror this to what Tesla did a couple weeks ago, had terrible earnings, missed everywhere. But what did it do? Shot up and rallied up. And here we are. So when it comes to earnings, you don't know. It's a mixed bag. You can have great earnings with great forward guidance and go down, or you can go up. You can miss everything around the board and go up, or you can go down. It really just depends. And it's just one of those weird things. It's really a crapshoot. But if you're looking at the pattern can drive and put you on the right side of the trade. So the pattern of this here was a short. Double top is very bearish pattern, very classic double top pattern here. Very easy to see. One of the first patterns most people see or learn are double tops and double bottoms. So this is a very easy one to take that gamble on, that guess on. So it's just to the downside, but it's coming to a level. But let's talk into the SPY. Let's look at the SPY. So what I tell you guys every day, every time I come on here live, is to tell you this, okay? It's really simple. If you've never traded before, each candle that you see here, even though it's a very busy chart, each candle here represents the price action of the day. So a green candle means that it started low, finished high. That's all it's really telling you, the range of what it is. A red candle just tells you that you started high and you finished low. That's as simple as that. That's as easy. If there's nothing you know about patterns and charts, it's just to understand about a candlestick pattern. It literally is just telling you the price action. You could be a red candle like on this one here, but on a day relative to the previous day, be up on the day. So it doesn't tell you whether the stock is actually up on the day or down on the day. It just tells you what is the price action. Did it go up and then finish down, or did it go up, start up a little higher and finish higher? So that's what it's really telling you. So let's just look at the SPY. What am I seeing on the SPY? I'm seeing a level of support around 556 today, all the way down to this downsloping trend line of this purple line here, which I have pegged at about 551. That's the area of which I would look interesting for a long today if it was to get there about 551. You're close enough to 550, so you might want to wait for 550 to pierce this level by a good margin. But that's what I would expect. I expect price over the coming days, today, even tomorrow, to continue to fall all week, getting down to this level here, get down to this blue line here, which is 544, and then from there coming into late this week, early next week, to see a continuation move up. So let's just see what we do. But that's just what I'm expecting. But you just got to play the pattern and the chart that you see, not what you want to happen. Qs. Let me show you the Qs. Let me make it a little less busy. Again, same type of chart, same type of pattern. Green candles, red candles. It just shows you the price action of the day. Finishing low, starting low, finishing high, or starting high and finishing low. Doesn't tell you whether it was a red day or a green day, meaning an up day or a down day on the market. Just tells you the price action. Price action is really king when it comes to trading and investing. So we're under a little bit of pressure. We're down, 1% on the QQQs. That just means stocks like Tesla, NVIDIA, Apple, even Palantir, the big tech companies, they're probably going to be down. I haven't looked at Apple or things like that, but if the QQQ is down, those are definitely going to be down. So collectively, the Qs are the technology companies. They should be down. So we're down 1%. We're down $5, $5.5 on the market. I got levels of support coming in around 575. I'm going to say for my money, 573. That's kind of where I would be interested for a long, 573 today. I think I drew my yellow line there already. I did. So thereabouts, right around here. 575 is the first level of support. For me, I would want to start a position around 572, 573, and looking for the big level support around 468 for today if we were to get that flush today. I expect us to at least touch 475 today, and then we could get a bounce from that level. Palantir, another big mover, right? So we're down. I've given this level here. Big run up into earnings, get pulled back here. Looks interesting. We'll see if we can break this 112, 110 level. I think we should today, and we'll be looking for a long there. I tell members all the time, you can't miss a trade because they always bring it back down. You might have thought when it was at 120, it'll never come back down to 113. I've missed it. No, here it is, 113. So if you like it at 113, here's your opportunity right here. I like it a little bit lower, but that's just how the market's work. It ebbs and flows. Let's look at Tesla. Tesla was one that we traded yesterday. It was a long trade, not a hard trade. That's just kind of what I tell members. Long trade, but a hard trade. Still have this, fairly bullish pattern as we consolidate against this upsloping purple line, this upsloping trend line. We're down to 275 right now. We're getting to a level of support here. I think we're going to touch this 268 today. That's kind of the level of which I like for a bounce. That's where I'll try to get members in today on May 6th, around 268, maybe 263. But we're going to watch what the price action gives us, and we're going to play that accordingly. I think nothing, I tell members, nothing goes straight down, nothing goes straight up. But what I like about this pattern, it keeps getting bought up. Keeps getting bought up. So these, even though it can't break out and it's not breaking down, it keeps getting bought up. So we're going to be there looking to play it. Let's look at Bitcoin. What we got on Bitcoin? Bitcoin is playing out exactly how I thought it would do it. You know, we're back into this range. There's an upper range up here. We're back into this box here. We're back into here. And we're just here. We didn't touch the midline of the range, but we're just pushing down. So I expect, again, the continuation of the move down. We should at least touch 92,500 to 91,500. And then if you want to get long, that's where you would want to get long, there or thereabouts. One thing that we've had is this golden cross where the 200 has crossed the 20 period has crossed the 200 period moving average. So it signals a bullish cross. So it looks really good to me for a long. Netflix, given that the fact that we had Trump announce, you know, they announced tariffs on the industry. And then guess what? In true Trump fashion, pulled back that and said, let me talk to the industry first. Okay, so it's tariff on, tariff off. He's wax on, wax off. You know, so we're at 1130. Again, this area is very interesting for me for a short. I think we're going to test at least 1160 again. 1150, 1160. But when you get up here, you get to this area where it's like very interesting to pull a short. So remember I was talking about just a little bit ago that you can have a green candle on a day where it was down. So if you look yesterday, Netflix was down almost 2%, $22, but the candle's green. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with how the price was for the day. So we've started low and finished high. We had a nice rally. But the day prior, it finished at 1155. Okay, and then it fell down. So this one is very interesting to me. It continues to be bought up. I would like to buy it at around 1100, but otherwise I'm looking to kind of short this up into this massive rally up, you know. So it's just pretty crazy what the market's doing. The market's been really slow yesterday and today. You know, so there's not a lot out there. We got DoorDash. I don't use DoorDash that often, but it's coming into a level of support. For me, it'd have to get into 188. If we got into 188 today, which I'm going to look to try to trade, so I'll put an alert about 189.50. And if we get down there, that's where I'm going to pull the trigger. I'm not going to sit here and just yappity yap if there's nothing to trade, but there's nothing really catching my eye at the moment except for the usual suspects. Let me look at coin. I haven't looked at coin so far today. Let's see here. I think Coinbase has earnings later today, so I think it's going to be under some kind of, you know, minor pressure here. But nothing crazy. But it's getting close to a level. I liked it yesterday around 196, so we're at that level. So we're going to watch this one today, see if we can get into it. Otherwise, there's not much out there. You know, I could just keep going on and on and on, but I don't like to do that. I like to get in, get up, get out. So just a quick show today, folks. So let's just see what we get.